set up here. Just give me one quick second. I'm going to share to a couple of groups. And then we'll get started here. So today I decided I would do some ink, done any inking in a little bit. And we're going to work on some placemats that I purchased from the Christmas tree store. I found these on clearance. For $1 each. So I got, I want to make sure I'm still in focus here. Yep, okay, I'm in focus. So anyways, I found these at the Dollar Tree store. So we're going to do 4 of them. And hi, Steve. I found a trick to layering with the inks that you have to kind of heat set in between. So I'm just going to use just a small part of the spring transfer or spring flower transfer, and I'll show you what all comes in it. It's a pretty big transfer. Hi Eric, how are you tonight? But I really want to get some spring going here for Michigan. I am a little tired of this cold weather. Hi Karen. So I'm just sharing to a couple of my groups here, and then we'll get started. I hope everyone's staying warm. And it's supposed to get pretty nasty tonight. From my understanding, I hear we're going to be getting some snow. So in the spring transfer, I've already kind of cut mine apart a little bit. So... but there's a lot of bits to this. So there's a lot of different leaves, different flower bases. So this is like to make a solid flower, and then you kind of lay it over top of it. So it's making it two-toned. And then we've got some more leaves, some different shaped flowers, some long stems, some other stems here. Hi, John. So I'm just going to be using this little bit though today, but you can see there's a lot of different parts to this transfer, and it's a really nice big one for a lot of flowers. So, so we're going to get started here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the leaves first on this one, and then go on all 4 of them, and then I'm going to go back in and layer the flowers. So my color I'm going to use is, this is our green ink. But now it's called, I think it's moss. They're all in 3-ounce jars now. And this is our 3-ounce jars. This is Regal. This is going to be my accent color for my little flower. And then this is our Couture Coral. It's kind of a pinky color. That's going to be my main flower color. These are our 3-ounce jars, so you can see the difference in them. Okay. And the inks have a white lid on them now, and our chalk paste have a black lid. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Kim. So that's how you'll be able to distinguish the 2 apart. So I'm going to work on these, and since this is a material, I don't need to really fuzz it because it's already going to get fuzzed from being on there. So I'm just going to put this down like here, make sure I get a nice covering. And then we're going to do this one this way. And I'm going to work with our ink. So our inks don't need to be stirred like our chalk pastes do. They're pretty, they're already ready. So I'm just going to open up the jars. You have a lot of playtime with these colors. And when you go to work with these, you want to make sure you don't have... Hi, Brian. Any ink on your hands, because whatever you touch, it will stay because it is permanent. And once you heat set it, it can go right into the wash as well. So I'm going to start with the leaves, and I've got 4 placemats that I'm going to do. So we're just going to do a little bit at a time. And this ink, a little bit goes a long way. It doesn't need a lot of pressure. Doesn't need a lot to go through the transfer. And this way I have time for them to dry a little bit before I go to heat set them, because I'm going to heat set each layer as I'm going so that the layers don't smear with one another. So I'm going to just set that off to the side, and I'm going to lift this transfer off. And since I see I didn't get the ink right there in that corner, so I'm going to lay it right back down, and I'm going to push it through the transfer a little bit here. And we're going to lift it back up, and we got it to go through. Okay, so because I'm going to just be reusing the same color in all of them, I don't need to wash them in between each one. So we're going to just lay that off to the side, and then I'm going to pull this one off of my sticky mat. This kind of helps keep the material level and straight. And I'm going to set it off to the side to let it dry, and then we're going to bring the next one in. And I'm just going to put it right here on the mat. Make sure it's sticky. And we're going to bring it right back in, and I'm going to lay the transfer back down like I did before. I'm going to wipe my hands off of that green ink and pick up the other one. I'm going to lay this one right back down again and push it back down. Wipe my hands off again, because I don't want any ink anywhere else but where I want to put it on the transfer. Hi Laura, hi Patricia. So I'm gonna make these for my craft show that I've got this weekend. It's at St. Basil's Church in Sterling Heights off of Metro Parkway. If anybody is local and would like to check it out, there's going to be all kinds of things going on there with the craft show, and then there's going to be other vendors there too. So we're just going to take this off, and I'm going to lift this one off and set it off to the side, because I got two more I'm going to do, and I got that one good this time. So we're just going to set it off to the side to let it dry a little bit before I heat set it. I'm going to bring in my next placemat and stick it right on our sticky mat. And I'm going to bring in my transfers again. So we're going to put that green one down again. Oh, and I want to make sure there's no bubbles in it, because then we have a problem if there's bubbles. We don't want any bubbles, because then it bleeds. And clean my thing off. How's Texas today, Patricia? We're supposed to get 2 inches of snow tonight here. It's not going to be fun. So one of these days I'm going to get down to Texas. I have family down there in the Odessa area. I really want to go down there and visit them. So, hi Alan. So we're just going to keep going along here. Like I said, I got 4 of these. I'm going to do all at the same time, but we're going to do the layers in between. I'm going to heat set them, because I have found when you want to do multiple colors and multiple layers, you got to heat set it first. Kind of learned that the hard way, but it was okay. Things still kind of turned out the way I wanted to on the other project, but I learned that a little tip, that if you heat set it just a slight bit, enough so that you can layer the colors down, it works better. So we're going to lay that one aside. I got one more. I don't know why I can't. I've been trying to share to a page and I can't. Okay. I'm going to set that aside. I've got one more placemat. I'm just setting them off to the side to dry a little bit. And one last time with these two transfers, and then we're gonna start with the first one, make sure it's dry, and then start with the flowers. So we're gonna make sure that's all down, clean my hands off. Oop, and I still got some ink on my hands. Fingers are turning a little green. I should be used to that with all the food coloring I do, with all the cake decorating I do. My hands are always colorful. I'm starting to get into my busy season. Hi, Heather! Starting to get into my busy season for cakes come May and June, because I got all the graduations coming. So, but I'm still going to do my lives. Make sure I do them because I love doing them and I love interacting. So there's a little ledge here because there's a seam, so I'm going to try and make sure I get that in there really good. How you doing, Heather? Haven't seen you in a while. So because I'm all done with this green, I'm just going to toss these all in my water bath now, because they will wash off later. Clean my hands up a little bit. And okay, and then we're going to close up this ink so we don't get it on anything else. And I'm just going to take this whole thing and set it off to the side, because I'm going to iron next. I'm going to iron this this one, but I want to make sure it's first good and dry. So I'm going to bring my little dryer over and dry it up first. Got everything kind of sitting off to the side here because I can still tell it's kind of wet, so we're going to just dry it up a little bit. I'm busy too. I work a lot right now because we're so short-handed at my job. I know, I miss you guys. We haven't seen you guys in a long time, Heather. Every once in a while I see your mom on Facebook playing games, because I used to play some of the same games as her. I'm just making sure that this is good and dry. And then what you're going to do is take a piece of parchment paper. I'm going to put it right over top of it. Hi, Cameron. So that I can iron it. I don't want the iron to touch the ink. So I'm just going to start to heat set this because it takes 4 minutes to heat it fully. Heat set it fully, but I don't want to heat set it fully yet because I'm going to do some layering. So I'm just going to just partially heat set it. And then we're going to move on to the next color, but I'm going to do all 4 placemats first. Heat set this color, and then we're going to move on to the next one. So that one's good for right now. And then we're going to go to the second one I did. And I'm going to dry it some more. Make sure it's good and dry before I heat set it. With the inks, you can tell when they're still wet because they got that wet look to them. Hi, Pam. How are you? So, Thanks, Heather. I really do love doing the Couture in my cakes. Hi, Omar. How are you? Hi, Joanne. It keeps me busy between my regular job and then my cake decorating and this. I am on my toes. But I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. So in the description above, I do have a link to my YouTube channel if you would like to subscribe to my channel. I do upload all my videos, and I'm going to start uploading my crafting videos that I do. I'm going to start doing card making and some scrapbook layouts because I love to scrapbook. That's kind of what started me into crafting, was those two things. So, but I really enjoy this too. This Couture is a lot of fun. There's so much that you can do with it and play with it. So I'm going to move on to the next one. We're going to dry this one a little bit. Hi, Linda. How's the weather where you guys are all at? I know the ones in Michigan that the weather's not good. We're getting some rainy, wet, icy rain right now, and it's supposed to turn to snow overnight, and they're predicting to have about 2 inches of snow. So, also up in my description, I forgot, I have a link to my store if you want to purchase anything. Thanks, Karen, for stopping in. Have a good night. I'll see you later. If you want to learn more about Couture and possibly join my team, type in join in the chat line, and I can add you to our team opportunity link page. That has a lot of information in it about Couture. We have a kit. Our kit has over $200 worth of product in it and is for $99. You get 8 transfers, a 9x12 8-inch chalkboard, and 5 chalk pastes. A Couture apron in there, and just a very small amount of paperwork. Nothing really major when it comes to paperwork. It is all product, really. When I say over $200 in product, it's over $200 in product. It's not like some other companies where you get a little bit of product and then a lot of paperwork. So, and I have done a lot of different direct sales companies, and this one by far is the best I have come across. They have a great compensation plan for us. I purchased my product at 40% off. And a lot of people just join for the hobby because they really like the product and they want to get their product at a discount. And that's great too. But then they find out how much money they really can make in this business and decide to do the business side of it. And that's kind of how I started. I just wanted the product because I really liked it and loved the making the chalkboards and stuff. And then this chalk ink just came out, and it's a game changer. I'm making all kinds of things with this ink. I love putting it on mugs and glass and shirts. And now I'm doing placemats that you can see here. So we're just drying this up a little bit more to iron it. So we're going to put our parchment over it again, and we're going to iron it a little bit. Like I said, it takes about 4 minutes to really heat set it, but I just want to iron it. Hi, Angela. I just want to iron it a little bit because I am doing some layers. So I want to just kind of give it a little set so it doesn't pull up when I go to put the other layers on. So it just takes a couple of minutes just to give it a slight set. So since I finished with this one, we're going to start with this one. And I'm going to bring in my black mat. Now this mat's got a light tack to it, and you want to put this on there so that it doesn't slip around on you. So I'm going to do a nice big flower, and then I'm going to do a small accent flower. So my big flower is going to be our Couture Coral. And I'm just going to kind of set that like that in here. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put this one down, and then do the the little accent. I'm going to heat set it and then do the little accent ones. So I'm going to open up my ink, and I've got some in my lid here, so I'm just going to take it off the lid and put it right back into the jar so we don't waste any of it. And then we're going to move this all back down into the jar because it got turned on its side, but that's, you know, so it's no big deal to do that. And then, like I said, a little bit goes a long way with this chalk ink. And just kind of work a little bit at a time and make sure you don't want to press too hard because then it will bleed, and we don't want it to bleed. And then I think I might do a little bit of yellow for the center. I think I have a circle one that we can heat set it with later. After I'm done heat setting it, we can do a yellow circle. I thought I saw one in my transfer group here. Oh, and this is going to tip over, and I don't want to do that. We don't want any lines, so we're going to make sure we get all that excess off. And then make sure I don't have anything in my hands before I pick up my transfer. So there's our first flower. And see, my accent flower I'll fill in right here, so that's not a big deal. Hi, Deborah. And I'm going to set that off to the side because we're going to use it 4 times, so there's no point in washing it off in between each time. So I'm going to bring in the next one. And everyone's going to have a slight difference to them, and that's all right because that's how you know they're handmade. So I'm going to put this one in, and I'm going to rub it down. And then before I do anything, I'm going to wipe my hands off. Hi, Lee. And then we're going to go on and do the next one. I really like this Couture coral. They call it coral, but it looks pink to me. I really like it. It's kind of a nice, bright, springy color. So, hi, Elizabeth. So we're gonna just scrape off the excess into the jar. I got a little bit on my fingers, so I'm gonna wipe my fingers off first. Lift it up. I'm going to lay that off to the side here. And then we're going to get the next mat. So this mat's just got a light tack to it, just enough to keep it down so that when you pull off the transfers, it doesn't slide or move around on you. I'm going to do this one here. And make sure it's sticking down. Clean my fingers off. So does anybody have any questions or want to know anything about Chalk Couture? Okay. I'm going to get some shirts, I think, and I'm going to try and do a couple of shirts. I haven't done any shirts yet, but I've seen other people do shirts, and oh my God, they turn out wonderful. So that might be a video next week, I think, maybe doing a shirt. Because I have a really cool transfer I'd like to do for a shirt. Okay, we're going to set that off to the side one more time. Got one more. Hi, Kelly. So I'm gonna make sure I have it all stuck down. No bubbles, because if we get bubbles, then we get a blob, and we don't want a blob. Clean my fingers off. And like I said, a little bit of this goes a long way. Hi Susan, how are you today? How's Maine? Are you guys getting yucky weather too? Make sure my fingers are clean. And because I've done all 4 of these flowers, now I can just put this in my water bath. Well, we're getting the rain right now, and actually it's freezing rain right now, Susan, in Michigan. So you're probably going to get what I have today, tomorrow at where you're at. So I'm going to close that one up and clean my hands off again. Hi, Lori. Hi, Craig. Lori, are you in New York yet? I'm going to take this one off of here. Oh, and we're going to start with the first one and dry it so I can heat set it. Doesn't take a whole lot. They dry pretty quick, especially on material. Glass and ceramics, I find that it takes a little bit longer. A lot of times I let them sit overnight and then I bake them in the oven the next day. Yeah, you can do ceramics and stuff, and they can be made permanent. Now, they're not food safe. If it's on a coffee mug, it's okay because it's on the outside. But if it's on a plate or anything, you don't want to put eat off that plate. It's just a decorative thing only. So we're just going to heat set this a little bit so I can do the next layer. And like I said, it doesn't take much just to heat set it enough to do the next layer. So I'm going to bring in the next mat. Make sure it's dry first before I iron it a little bit. I have to see if I have we have like a little dot, but I can put a yellow dot in the center of that flower. Where did there it goes, there it is. Okay, that one's all set. Bring in the next one. I gotta dry this one a little bit. Oh yeah, we got a circle here we can do for the flower. I'm just going to cut it out. So we'll do that for the center for the flower. So Okay, so that one's all set for right now. We got one more we're going to heat set. And then I'm going to just heat set this last one, and then I'm only going to do one. I'll complete one all together, and then I'll finish the other ones later, so it's not such a long video. I'm going to heat set this one, last one, and then I'll finish the layers up on one, and then I'll complete the other ones later. But I have a VIP group that if you'd like to join my VIP group, that is for customers only. Sorry, no designers. In that group, I offer sales specials that are exclusive to me and my customers. And you can type VIP in the chat line and I can add you to that group. And you can see all my specials. I do have a create and take coming up May 16th if you're local to me. We're going to be doing, I have a create and take that I've set up at Hobby Lobby. And I'll show you the chalkboard that we'll be making. It's called Establish. So what it is, it's a little wreath. I'll show you the chalkboard real quick, what we're doing. So this is the project that we're going to be doing and my create and take in Hobby Lobby. So you'll get this chalkboard with 2 chalk pastes of your choice, and then the established transfer. The lettering I will have, it's a font set that I have that you can borrow and use, but you will take home with you your 2 chalk pastes. Hi, Shalonda. The established transfer and the chalkboard. And then I will offer every month a new class. If you want to use the same chalkboard, you can. All you do is spritz a little water, clean your chalkboard off before you come, and then you'll get a new transfer and a couple of new chalk pastes every month. I'm going to be offering that. If you want to go and purchase a different chalkboard at Hobby Lobby, it's your choice. But I will always make sure you'll always know what size transfer, because they stick with the same size transfer, so that it'll fit on pretty much any size board. So this is roughly, I think it's a 14 by 14 frame. So this is a project we're going to be doing at my create and take. So I'm going to finish up here the last 2 layers of my flower on my placemat, and then we're going to end. I'll finish the other 3 placemats after I get off here, because I don't want to take up everybody's time. So I'm going to do, because these are smaller transfers, I can do these 2 together. So I'm going to do a yellow center on the flower, just like that. I'll lay it down. And then this is our bumblebee color. Make sure I don't burn myself. I got my iron sitting off to the side over here. So I'm just going to put the yellow right over top of it, just like that. And then I'm going to lift it off. And I'm just going to set it off the side because I'll do the other 3 later. Hi, Tamitha! And then my little accent flowers I'm going to do in our Regal, which is a nice deep purple. It's my favorite color. Hi, Joan! So we're just layering some flowers here. So I'm going to put one over here, and then maybe one on this side, over on this side. And use a smaller one. And since I got stuff on the jar, I'm going to clean my jar lid off. Put it right back into my jar. Hi, Joan. And then we're just going to do this flower just like that. And I got a little bit too much ink on there. Like I said, a little bit goes a long way with this ink. We're going to lift that one off. And then I'm going to lay it right back down over here on this side. And I'm going to clean my finger off because I don't want to touch anything else, because this stuff is permanent. Tamitha, have you joined yet? I'm telling you, girl, you'll love it. Hi, George. So I'm just going to dry these off so that I can iron it and finish heat setting it. Hi, Alan. Oh, I should take this off this mat. I forgot. This mat will melt. I'm going to set that off this side. Totally forgot about that. Thanks, Susan. I was having a hard time deciding colors because of what color the placemat is. And I've got some beige ones that are the same pattern, and I just don't know what color I want to do on that one yet. That's why I didn't do that one today. So we're just drying this a little bit so I can heat set it. And then I'll be done. So we're going to just get our parchment paper. And then just iron it again. And this time I'll iron it really good so that it's heat set permanently. Real nice. I mostly have to just do the flowers. The leaves are pretty well set now. And you can kind of tell that they're set perfectly is because they it melts into the fabric. It's the only way I can explain it because it becomes part of the fabric and you can see that it does. So I'll bring it up close to the camera and see if you can tell the difference, how it kind of looks like part of the fabric. So I don't know if you can see it, but it just kind of blends right into the fabric. You can see the fabric coming right through it. You can see it right here with the green really good. I got to do a little bit more here with the purple, but I can tell the difference. If you can see right here how the purple is, it's kind of still lumpy right here. That's because it's not heat set all the way. So that is how that is. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat boxes and I will get back with you. Other than that, I'm going to let you go tonight. I will finish my other 3 right after I get off of here. And I hope everybody enjoyed the demonstration of our chalkings. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you all later.